55 Chevy Nomad, a little patina. So, Dan here, DD Speed Shop. We're working on this fine 55 Nomad today. We've been doing all sorts of stuff, screwing around with wiring and all that. I've run out of parts, so we're going to carry on to the next best thing, and I have a genius idea, which I've never seen before, which means it'll for sure be a home run. No one will be judgy in the comments, and I'm sure it'll go just fine. I love the beat up look. I don't want to use the word patina. I know it gets thrown around a lot. I'm gonna call it ratty, beat up. That's how it is. Anyway, I have to do an interior on this car. No bones about it. I would love to have a factory interior. Nomads have a unique waffle print interior, and it's really cool. It's really expensive. So instead of doing that, we gotta put something in it. I had thought I'll just put black vinyl in it and carry on and blah, 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 blah. But I don't really want to do that either because the car's kind of special and should be a little better. And honestly, it has to suit me. Now, I have seen a lot of ratty cars that have like a just gorgeous red leather interior and all that. And I tell you, interior can get out of hand in a hurry. So then I started thinking to myself, what are we going to do? I want something kind of wild and this and that. I'm a sucker for kind of 70s look, diamond stitch, all that kind of stuff. So I'm walking around the fabric store, with all the other hot rodders. And I found a few things that I liked. So I had an idea. That's actually not just a display table for the window tracks, which we also have to put in this episode. This is what I want to use. So this is some diamond stitch. It's got a bit of a quilting to it. It's got not a lot of stretch, but it's this rose gold. I wanted a gold interior, but I thought to myself, whew, pure gold might be a little much. So then I thought to myself, patinaed interior. It's catching on. All the cool guys are doing it. So what I've used many times in the past, and I can't believe I haven't put them together. They sell this, I suppose Canadian Tire local hardware, vinyl and fabric coating, flat black. Well, as always, it's flat black. So what my plan is, and this is where the genius of DD Speed Shop comes out. We're gonna make some door panels. I've used this before. This is like, I don't even know what they call it. It's like, like lawn side stuff. So it's just plastic. It's super cheap. It's like 30 or 40 bucks a sheet. I got it from Rona. If you have one, everyone always asks me where you get it from. I get the see-through, so you can kind of put it up against the door, trace it, cut it out. Anyways, I'm off topic. We're gonna make our door cards or placards out of this. We're gonna cover it with the gold. We're then gonna paint it flat black. So essentially what we're gonna have is a flat black diamond stitched interior. Then we're gonna patina it. We're gonna wear it, we're gonna scuff it, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. And hopefully, in my head, the gold will come through the black. It'll look kind of like those, people have a painting and they'll just color a bunch of colors, and they'll paint it black, and then they'll chisel off the black with like a little stick or whatever, and they get something all these different technicolors. I'm hoping it'll be that, except for black. And ultimately, if we can accomplish something along these lines on the inside with gold, we're winning. I think it's going to look sweet. And if it looks horrible in the end, we'll paint it flat black and we'll have a flat black diamond stitch door panel. Right? Can't go wrong. So I got that. I also have this stuff. This is like marine grade. It's just vinyl. It's got a bit of a texture to it. Now that is going to be for the dash. Nomads had their dashes covered. We want to do that. And it's going to be for around the wheel tubs. I have some foam we're going to put on the wheel tubs as well. So we're going to put this down first, give it a bit of a, texture. So we'll put that on the wheel tubs, we'll glue it on. We'll put the vinyl on. We're going to make door cards, and we got to do some goofy placards here. I don't have the back seat, so that's the next battle. Door placards are obviously easy, and we have this kind of weird, I don't know what you want to call it, even like a hockey stick type thing shape, which all has to be, so that'll be in the gold. Or the black, everyone look at it. Two there, two there. The wheel tub, again, will be covered in, I already have this kill mat on there, a little sound deadening. The foam, then the vinyl. Here, I'm thinking I might extend this little shelf a little bit further because we don't have a whole lot of carpet. build that out a little bit, and then a little black carpet into that with a little bit of plywood. Maybe put some click floor on it or something like that, some like fake hardwood. Make it look kind of nice. We're only gonna have the dogs and stuff like that in the back. It does have to be 2-piece because the back piece has to come out for the spare tire well, which I did leave in here on purpose because I wanted to have a spare tire in there. So those are my immediate thoughts. Now, the other thing we have to do, well, part of the stuff we're waiting on, was window stuff. Now, we're gonna forage on. So my buddy Don sent me this. Now this right here, this is Nomad Problems 101. There's 4-door sedan, 2-door sedan, 2-door hardtop convertibles, and there's 4-door sedans, all of which take different internal door stuff. And Nomad, if I didn't say that. Well, Nomads, of course, are unique. Now, I found this in my pile of stuff. Kind of fluked out, actually. This is a sedan, I believe, window regulator with all the stuff you kind of need. Now, this is broken off, but as you can see, there's a tab missing. This is a factory Nomad elevator. So we have one of, I'm missing the other. Well, ordered and haven't gotten. This is a sedan one. As you can see, she's a little on the short side. But I have this and a welder. So if we accomplish something along those lines, something along those lines, we'll end up with one of those and we're golden. This should be able to go on the driver's side and make everything we need. And then the passenger side actually has the regulator in it, and I believe all the little stuff that's needed other than the little elevator piece. If that's even what it's called. The piece that goes across the bottom of the glass that the little rubbers or plastics ride in to go up and down. So we'll be able to get the passenger side together for sure. The driver's side, again, this is my own fault. I haven't been able to find a hard top wing window, so we're not gonna go too crazy. Luckily, doors are the same, but mirrored. So if we have a door panel made for the passenger side, we can make them for the driver's side. So let's get together on this passenger side and have at her. Sorry for my long rant, but I just feel as though a patina interior really needs proper pronunciation, and it's pretty poppin'. And by the magic of television, we have a extended little doohickey. Go ahead and line the holes up. Those ones lined up, and those ones lined up. Not bad. So, little piece of scrap. We're gonna use this one on the driver's side, because if I've learned a lesson before, put the good stuff on your side. So, we'll put this on the driver's or passenger side. The passenger side, it does, in fact, have the window regulator and all that in it. Behind these two screws is another one of these that faces that way, which you know what, I'll just show you. Why try and explain something when you can show something? Obviously this part is gonna go through the door, your 4 bolts there. So I gotta take this apart a little better. Gentle, gentle. Now you're gonna have your 2 pieces there. Oh, passenger side. Damn it. We'll see if I have the driver's side. Anyways, this piece will ride on the door itself, and those 2 pieces will ride on the window and carry on. Maybe someone just labeled this wrong, so I'm pretty sure it was a driver's side when I looked at it. Damn it. Okay, we're at the passenger door. I was just monkeying around, and I think as long as all these holes are the same, side to side, if Monsieur Chevrolet did that to me, then we should be able to work it, because this will just go that way to that way. Yeah, I'm hoping anyways. Be a little goofy on the backside, but I'm thinking, and I might be dead wrong here, but it's this, the crank will be opposite. So like if, you know, counterclockwise brings the window up, and we then flip it and put it on the other side, then counterclockwise will bring it down. And the only problem is when we flip it, it really changes this angle. So if that is the case, this may have to get a little weld and move job, but working with what we got. I can also check the basement. Maybe, just maybe, I do have another piece. Now, I will put this regulator down just a little. there's two little access holes here and here, which are going to give me room. Where I put this on, I can put my little screws in, which I had to go and buy today. Let's see if this will fit. Oh, there we go. Those supposed to line up. Look at that. They line up almost as if somebody else had designed it. Should have a screw ready to go. Okay, let's get this in. This one should be an easy assembly. Jinxed it. Okay, moment of truth. Of course, this. What are we caught on? Oh, that's different. This little stop is kind of done some. Whoops. Oh, there we go. I think. Oh. There we go. Oh man, that's kind of cool, eh? A window going up and down. What a concept. Okay. So now this one is, this handle's a little wore out, but it works. Now, so we have our vent window crank. I gotta change the glass. Yeah, we have the vent window crank, we have the window crank. Now what we're missing right here is a door handle lever. Now here's the funny part. I have passenger, like crazy window stuff for some reason, and driver door hinge or latch stuff. But they are, they're the same bolt pattern. It's just the lever goes one way and the other, so left and right. So worst case, we got to put a driver side on, we can, and it gives us our holes. All we're trying to do is locate our 3 holes for the door panel to go over. And then if we want, we need these 2 here for a door pull, which I don't know if we'll put on or not. So I was just welding a new nut into the door, and while I was doing that, we had a small fire happen. So anyways, as I reached in there and put it with my glove, I found this. So look, that piece we made, we don't even need anymore, but it's already in there. So anyways, that's why you don't weld and go inside. Wait an hour without welding before you go inside. Oh, that stinks. Okay, I have the fan on because I have the door open because of that small fire. I don't know if I said it or not, but that is definitely a passenger side regulator, so we'll have to do some modification when we get to that level. Anyway, I did some real quick measurements for this placard. I did 43 by 27, I wrote it on it. Now, what I have done in the past, so I have 2 4x8 sheets. We're gonna use one sheet for one side and the other side for the other. The reason for that is I like some square edges. So I mean, I guess maybe you could be better at cutting. I'm using scissors, but we have the back edge, which is a factory edge on the piece, nice and straight, just in from the door. You wanna make sure you're in from the door. And then the bottom we have lined up as well. All we're gonna have to do is just gently trim that. I then, so I lined up back and height, then I just taped it up where I want it. I have done in the past, man, I used all sorts of ideas you guys had with shower curtain, all to make a template. I find the clear stuff works really well. So then what I did, you take a light, and if you kind of hold it up against, it's probably not gonna show up on camera, but it gives a shadow of where everything is. So you just kind of do your little circles. So 1, 2, 3 are my door handle and the 2 windows. Unfortunately, this that door handle piece, I got it on there, and it's not the greatest. So what we're gonna do, drill this out. Just get a couple of starts here. Make sure we get her. I'll switch to a big bit. Where did I put the big bit? That's a junk one. I brought the good one, didn't I? Okay, so I guess we're gonna use this junk one, which has stuff all over it. But peel her away, because now we have it, the outline kind of dialed. That is a terrible drill bit. But now, all those line up. So we should be good now. We're gonna tape it up and I'm gonna do a really good line because when it was sticking out, it's kind of eyeballed here. I just put that on more for demonstration purposes, but we'll hold that. We'll make sure this is all lined up still, which, yeah, I'm happy with all that. Actually might move it ahead just a scotch, but we have a big circle. I'll probably take this off and I'll drill the backside just to get all the junk out of it. And next time you see it, we'll have it kind of eyeballed. Now the reason I want to do it this way, you're never going to see the front once it's wrapped around. No one will see that. When the door's open, you'll see the back and that. And up here, if it's all wavy, there's a garnish molding goes on and hides your hackness. Trust me, I'm a certified hack here. I know how to hack with the best of them. Well, bear with me on the heater. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm sensitive when I'm cold. Anyway, so we have this all on. I did hose the inside of the door with PB Blaster, so it won't rust for another 50 years. We have our cutout piece. Let's just put it on. I got you in a different angle. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm trying to talk about here, but the back is nice, and then the bottom is nice. And we do have, I mean, at the end of the day, we have that amount of wiggle room. We're pretty close there. I might just trim this down another rib or two, and then we should be okay. Yeah, I gotta do that. It actually has to come in a bit of an angle by the looks of it. So I'll have to mark there, I'll mark there, and we'll just draw a straight edge across. And then before we do anything else with this, we're immediately gonna go and trace it so we don't forget, because this actually fits quite nice. So while I'm here, this is where I wish I had more hands. Just go ahead and mark this. It's all lined up decent. Good, 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 good. Gentle. What we got there? There's a whole lot of science to this. Don't forget. Don't think this is just easy and anybody can do it. So we'll just do a little line across there. We'll be good. So we have the other panel traced out. This is driver's side, and I probably could get away with doing it all in one, but you know what? Or doing both door panels on one side and carrying on. But this way, we have the door panel here. Then we have the long area, followed by the hockey stick part of the back. So we for sure have enough material that way. Same thing with the gold. We're on the razor's edge of having. I got a fair bit of material. I think I got 4.5 yards, whatever they had, but. You know, it's one of those things, if you could be a little smart about it, and I'd rather have some left over than not quite enough. So I've marked at the top, I marked the top where the gold starts, so obviously we'll kind of be, you know, 1/2 inch or so below. We want just a little bit hanging over. And I'm hoping we'll have enough that we can wrap 2 panels on a width of it. We got lots of length, but the width is, you know, you're wasting it. So hopefully we can do that. So I'm gonna get my nice thing. Yeah, I guess you can see the quilting through here. So if we line up, like let's just say we're gonna put the top at the center of that diamond, we gotta do the whole thing that way. That way when it's on the panel, actually, you know what, we should do it from the bottom. So the bottom is straight, flat. We'll keep the diamonds kind of concentric or whatever. We're not going to have them leaning one way or the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it. We're going to cut it out, or mark the panel, go an extra 1/2 inch the whole way around, cut it out, and then put a little glue on it, let that sit. We're going to go have some dinner. Danny's cooking dinner. And then we'll come back, we'll staple it real quick. And really, I've got to get the magnets from inside. We should be able to hang the one door panel on there and be pretty impressed. So again, I am by no means the interior guy or upholstery guy, but at the point in life where I'm not scared to try anything. Worst case, I think I got 300 bucks and absolutely everything we got here. So that's not too bad. Okay, so that's good there. We have enough to roll over. Just get a little more. Pull that up. Now where do we end up down here? Okay, so down here, we'll just line it up with these bottom, the diamond. What's caught here? Oh, it's the holes in that. Okay, so that. I was talking to myself, it's fine. Okay, So that should be good. We have enough to roll over there, enough to roll over there. So now, essentially, is that somewhat lined up? No. I don't know if these diamonds are friggin' lined up. I'm gonna trace this out, just so I have my exact where I want it. We're gonna cut it bigger, obviously, but that's all good there. And we'll just do that. So realistically, we'll go out like whatever. Just draw ourselves an imaginary line. So I'll do that. We only need like, you know, an inch or so kind of overlap. Should be okay. Okay, so we're all traced out, and I actually think we'll have enough that we can do 2 door panels on a width section. So that's pretty slick. Now, if I just kind of hold this, keep it in line, that's what she's gonna look like. The diamond looks fairly straight. It's definitely what we're gonna, let's just glue it, see what happens. So let's do that. So now what I've also done is I've got this little strip of foam. I'm gonna put it, or it's whatever you want to call it, not foam, material on the edge that we're gonna roll everything over it. Now the reason is, in the past, I got these staples and I got the smallest ones I can get, and everything's just so thin I worry about it kind of popping through, you know what I mean? So I'll get this lined up again. The idea is you want everything to be put on and then tack up on both sides. We'll do that. And once it's tacky, you can put it together. This might be a little ugly. It's been a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes. The idea is you want to make sure when you touch the glue, it's got some stick to it. If it just kind of wipes off, it's not good, so you want it tacky. I also forgot, but I went over and did the top of this too, because we're gonna sandwich it all together. So, just see, I use this 3M stuff, I tell you. It freaking sticks, it's good. And again, it's gonna have a little bump on the backside, but who really cares? No one's gonna see it, other than whatever poor sucker watches this video. Sticky, sticky, sticky. So let's fold it over. As if I put the foam there, okay. Now, I'm just gonna get it kind of started. Man, those guys that do it professionally. I'll take my time and still end up with a staple in the finger. Okay. I got one little snag there. It's not the, well, there we go. Fixed. Well, it's ridiculous. I don't know. All right, let's see what happens. Well, that's bright. I went in and put a bunch more staples in. I actually managed to get the glue in through some of the holes and gave it a little shot there. But, wow. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up again. We're going to put a little vinyl paint on it. Let that sit while we have some supper, and then we'll see if it's dry when we get back. We'll mess with it in. So let's paint this thing. Okay, so we got stuff ready to go. Now, as I recall, this stuff, it took a few coats when I did like seats and stuff like that. Hopefully it'll adhere to this. This is kind of crazy. The gun is terrible, or the tip is terrible. So So we'll probably put 2 coats on. So we do want it to be fairly black. Oh yeah, it's drying on there, no problem. I was worried it wouldn't grab it. And this stuff, it's got a weird smell to it. It wears off very easy. Like I did well, I've done a bunch of seats. But you do vinyl seats, it seems to rub off pretty quick. Fabric, I guess it's almost more like a dye. So the more porous the material is, maybe the better it is, I don't know. And hopefully this paint doesn't gibble the finish. I don't know what we're doing here, guys, but we're doing it. So paint this. Be back after supper. About an hour or so later, so dry to the touch. Now what we're gonna try, we're gonna use a little just mineral spirits. Gentle yet effective on multiple surfaces. So my plan is, if I put this on a rag and squeeze it out so it's very dry, and then just kind of see if it'll wipe off. I was thinking maybe a little sandpaper or something, but that might kind of screw up the whole deal. I want to make sure this is dry. Maybe I put a little too much on there. What do you think? Maybe we'll use the back side. Huh. I really thought that would kind of come off. And it's doing a whole lot of not much. Maybe we need paint thinner. Try a little of this stuff. Maybe leave it a little wetter. See what happens here. Well, that worked. I don't really know if there's a whole lot of... It's taking it off. Honestly, I thought it'd come off a lot easier. Let it dry too much. So I was thinking around the handles, that's where we would hit it. Wow. There we go, it's starting to come through a little. Huh. It's almost taking the gold off with it. That's kind of weird. It's turning like a silver. I don't know. We're doing something here. Well, I'm going to keep just kind of... Oh, up there kind of the gold came out. Well, it's got a real Mad Max vibe to it. Might need a little bit more wiped off, but we're gonna leave it for now. We can always take more off. Danny likes it. And I put just, like I said, this upper piece on. It's just sitting there. It's all to be screwed in and kind of held together. It's just got some tape holding it for now, but I think it's kind of cool. It definitely worked. I'm gonna say it worked out. Now, we have to go clear snow from her. Again, not only can I out here helping moving hoods, I got to take care of this freaking snow. And then it's already like 10 o'clock at night or whatever. But tomorrow, we got to get up early. I bought a set of bucket seats. I think I want to put it in this thing. So we're going to drop them off, get them recovered, just black vinyl, very simple. And then we'll be back at it. I'd like to get the door panels on, back panels on. Kind of keep doing bit by bit by bit. So we get all the panels on this episode. Maybe the next one will be flooring and stuff. See you tomorrow. So this next morning, it's in fact 40 below. Legitimately, it's very cold. Anyways, we're going to get, I got these seats a little while ago, and we're gonna take them in. So we're gonna go to TCS Auto Upholstery. They're just out of town. So everyone always asks where I take my stuff. So if you're local, this is where I go. They do fantastic work. You drop off junk and they give you back gold. And it's not just car stuff. They'll do, you know, boats and snowmobiles and full interiors, whatever you need. I'm just getting seats recovered. So these I got, they were in a 65 Impala. Apparently, I don't know if that's what they started off life as, but that's what they came out of. So I paid a couple $100 for them. They probably need a little bit of foam work maybe, and obviously some just black vinyl, nothing too crazy. But they have tracks on them, they're nice and low. So these should be good for the Nomad. And then, yeah, we'll go drop these off, pick them up maybe in a week or two. And when we do that, we'll swap out the seats that are currently in the Nomad for Danny's car. So road trips. But yeah, these should be good. I don't know what I want to do for a pattern. I kind of just like this stitching, like the bottom piece there. I don't know how I feel about the top, but honestly, we'll drop it off and let them work their magic, because I don't have a whole lot of care. Black and cheap. So we'll go for a ride. We'll see you later on in the day. All right, we're back from the upholstery shop, is that what we call them? Anyways, TCS, check them out. This is what the door panel looks like today. Came out pretty good. I was worried thinner might screw it up, but I think we're perfect. I got a little bit more of this foamy. It's not called foam. What are we gonna call it? I don't know. Anyways, so I think what we're gonna do next is start working on the back panel. Like the panel is going to go across the side, so we got to get the junk out of here. That's the problem with having a wagon, or any car for that matter. I always treat the interior like a storage unit. So get Dirty Mike and the boys out of here, and we'll start tracing out our piece. Hopefully we have enough material there. If not, we can run out and get some more. I think we should be fine to get it set up in there. I don't know what I'm going to do about the, I guess the B pillar. That might be a separate piece that we'll have to make at some point. But for now, we're just going to kind of follow around, go at the edge. Before we do that, though, I want to glue some of this onto the wheel tub, because that will actually be vinyl. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. I'm just gonna start working. I'll bring you guys back when I know what's going on. Might be a while. I have been battling it out in here, and honestly, there's just not enough room for all of us in here. But kind of figure out what I'm doing. So I started off with that, put a little bit of that padding, glued down best I can. It's got a couple of wrinkles. I'll cut those out. Then I covered it with vinyl. Now, unfortunately, it's not bad here. Up here, I'm struggling. It's got a few pulls down here you'll never see. I also think I do want a seat in here, because as I'm sitting here, this is the coolest thing. I want to sit in the back and look out that cool window. So this will all be hidden essentially, I think, by the seat or carpet or whatever. I tried making this panel in one piece. That was not happening. So instead, we've got this, which is pretty decent. The whole way around, we're kind of just on the inside of the whatever. That's where the old panel probably fit in or something. I'm not really too sure. It's all bent, so I'll have to do a little figuring. But that's not too bad. And now, all I gotta do is obviously wrap it. And I have this piece, which is what I started off with. We gotta make a wraparound piece to go around there. So we just probably measure there, cut it. And it'll be 2 bits, which I actually think, as I recall back on the wagon, it is 2 bits. Probably not cut that way, because the back seat, it has like a clip here that the back seat folds into, which is probably somewhere, well, it might be close, right there. And as I recall, that's where the 2 pieces joined on that 56 wagon. Nomads might be different, but we're kind of doing our own thing anyways, so I don't think it matters. Anyway, I'm going to cut this piece out, get that on there, then we can then trace this onto the other side, wrap this, beat it up, put it on, maybe go inside of a root beer or something like that. It's been stressful in here, but we're getting there bit by bit. I tried measuring, I tried making panels out of cardboard and all this. Like, you know what, I just kept kind of trimming away, 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 until it's close. And we go. This stuff's cheap and my time is worthless. Okay, so we're back at the table. We've got our piece cut out. This is the back piece that will essentially kind of run like that. And then we'll just do the reverse of this. We'll put the big piece over here and the small piece over there, so we have lots of material left. I already cut the other section off, and this is sideways, but that will cover the front door panel. There's the back, and there's the back. So it should be good. I think that's all I'm going to do. I might do little kick panels, but that'll be not today. For back here, I don't think I'm going to put the gold on it, 'cause I mean, we're going to sit on that. So I'm thinking if I put in some of that click floor, I'll just do that. It's got a weird shape, this tailgate. So I don't know what I will do there. I'll just put the floor to there and paint that black or something. I don't know. We'll one piece at a time. So anyways, we'll get the camera set up. Same as before, we'll kind of mark where we want it, get the diamonds or the squares somewhat lined up on this, match it, cut it, staple it, glue it. We've already done it once. We'll do this one in fast motion. It'll happen just like that. Then once we get this patinaed interior. What a concept. Then we'll just cut the other ones out and wrap it. They should fit. I mean, we'll probably test them real quick, but maybe we won't even test it. We'll just go ahead and wrap together. Whew! This was stressful. If you don't like dealing with stress, pay someone to do your interior, because I didn't enjoy this. But I'm broke. This time I did not put on nearly as much paint, and we're going to use a lot more solvent as we learn. Patent pending, patina interior. Maybe I should just use a little bit less. What do you think? Also, this mineral spirits don't do that great. Well, maybe it's not bad. We're using thinner than last time. I think thinner might be the way to go. Well, it is very strange. It definitely shows up a little more pronounced on the viewfinder. Like, these spots are way more pronounced, yet there is still a bunch of kind of black and whatnot in it. So I think it looks the right amount of beat up. We're looking for like an antique-y look. You can definitely see like swirl marks and stuff, but so we're going, I might beat this up just a little bit more in the center. I mean, ultimately, this and this will probably be covered by the seat anyways. You have to keep that in mind. So you only really see that once we get a seat. But we'll let this kind of dry for a little bit. We're going to open the doors, let the heat run, and then we're just going to fast motion. That's the nice thing you'll see. Be cutting out the other panels, and we'll just go ahead and wrap those all in the rose gold. We have a side-by-side of ridiculousness. So we got door panel wrapped. I did make a slight error. Well, I cut it out and that was all fine. As it turns out, the arc on this side was slightly different. So I could have used it, would have had a gap, which I didn't want to do. So by the time I got the arc, or the, whatever you want to call it, semicircle cut proper, we ran into a height and length issue for this panel here. So we're down, you know, maybe a thumb width, ½ inch too short, which I don't want. And, you know, this is a 4x8, so we got 48, and these are like 28 or something like that tall. So what are you gonna do? There's just not enough material. I could put two together and screw around, do all that sort of stuff, but for new sheet being $30, we'll just do that. But I'm not gonna do that today because the next video, like I said, I want to start working on the floor. So I gotta go out and I gotta get, you know, some lumber and some click floor and all that. So there's no point making 2 trips. So we'll carry on. We'll get the one side in, we'll get the one door panel, you know, kind of close and hung, taped in. And then maybe we'll finish the video by seeing if we can get the vinyl over top of the dash. Because if we get that on there, then we can put the trim in. Oh, and there's Danny. So that's the plan. We'll get that all taken care of and press on. I actually forgot where I left it, but or I said I was even going to do. I went inside for a bit, kept working, but I just kind of hung this side together. Looks kind of beat up. We got the back pieces in, the trim's all sitting there, all has to come out, but that gives you a general idea of how ratty it will look. I think it's very presentable, and I am hard to impress. Anyways, we're going to end this thing. We got to buy more stuff tomorrow, so we'll do that for the next video. But in the meantime, what I'd like to try and do, and this may end as a huge fail, it is getting late, it's about 10 o'clock at night. This, well, so Nomads had, because they were fancy, they had a cover on the dash, and this is got a little texture to it, it's a little old. And I got the exact same stuff. Well, exact-ish same stuff. So we're going to put that on there. It does have to fit over the double hump on the dash, so I do have a heat gun. We'll see if we can, well, maybe do that. We're going to try tracing it. The critical trace, I believe, will be the front, and then that'll kind of get us close, and then this actually fits under some trim. Then this is curled backwards, but I believe it actually curls out and then under the dash. So this we can kind of glue and razor blade off at a later date. Or tonight if it goes, oh, there's dust all over the camera. Hope you guys are cool with that. You guys are working hard to get dust on you. So, set the camera up. I'm going to kind of eyeball trace this thing. Like I said, the critical trace will be the front. The back will probably just give it a little bit extra and see where we end up. And then, yeah, heat gun the bumps if we have to, and glue. I hope. Well, for the astute viewer, you'll notice this is the second cut. I measured 0 times and cut once, which resulted in being wrong. It needs to go further to cover that. I assume anyways. It looks like there's glue and rust residue on it. Maybe it stops right there, but we're going to do the whole thing, see what happens. Worst case, we'll cut that off. It actually looks like it should take the shape pretty decent. I think the problem's going to be is this fold right there. Maybe not. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hose down the center with glue and then the back side with glue. We'll let that sit, get kind of hard, because then we can kind of pull it into place. And this I just eyeballed, so we'll have to trim that. There will be trim going in here, so basically just kind of have it roll over into that a little bit and it'll be fine. So I'll set the camera up the best I can for the optimum view of frustration. I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but this came out pretty freaking amazing. I am shocked. Regret for gluing that on without using a little heat. Lesson learned. You know what? We're going to have one ratty wheel well, a decent dash, and one really good wheel tub by the time we get this all figured out. And anyway, so it's a little long. Down here I'll have to trim that or whatever. That's where the gauges sit. And then back here it's obviously long too, because you can see, well, behind here is actually where the screws go to hold the trim in. So that'll all be good. I don't know what to do here. I wrapped it over, but I'm thinking I should probably just cut that and that'll just be steel. Because probably the metal from the door, yeah, the edge will touch. I don't know. There's a piece that'll go up here. There's all sorts of trim, so we'll see. But makes it look good. It kind of hides all the rust and ugliness. So we have the camera set up on the other side. We'll pull that over, and that's what I'm calling for tonight. I'm going to leave it at this wind because this is, oh, what a nice dash. Vinyl dash, 1955. Oh, I left the key on. Oops. Pretty impressed. Came out pretty good. There's a little right there that kind of popped up a little, but I'm thinking this trim, I'll hold it down. Oh, I tossed this trim. This is just sitting there, but that's trim that goes all the way around. Looks pretty good. We'll see how it all goes overnight. If anything comes apart that side, I trimmed off. I think I'll do the same with this tomorrow, but for now, man, I think that looks freaking fantastic. Look, I guess can't really even tell. Pretty simple little thing to do if you have a Tri-5 and you want to kind of class it up a notch. If you want to be part of the Nomad community, such as myself and King Ralph, it looks pretty decent. I short trimmed the one side just a little bit, but meh. What are you gonna do? And it got a little tight right there. But you know what? I don't think that's gonna make or break the rest of the car. So that's where we're gonna leave it. We've got the panels just kind of sitting on it. Getting her, you know, a lot of test fitting. But overall, it's getting there. I'm very happy with it. Patina interior. Hopefully you guys are into it. Maybe it's a new trend. Patent pending. So if somebody gets $1 million off it, I'd like, 10%. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe below. It's free to do. Just click that subscribe button. And then you stay up to date with all the ridiculous antics that we're going to do here. Tomorrow, like I said, I'll come out in the morning, clean up a little bit, take a stock order, back to the old Home Depot, we'll get some wood. We'll see if we get some click floor. We might just do the wood part. We'll see. Wheel tubs, finish off the interior, pull the seat, clean it all up in here, and hopefully start sinking some fancy screws into this stuff and maybe some magnets to hold it in place permanently. I'd like to have this all together. This door does work. I don't see any reason not to put a couple screws in it. Thanks for your input. I'll see you in the next video.